Well, folks, figured to get back on here. Been busy. This time of the year, you're busy. So, anyways, I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about something called qualified immunity. All right? See, police get qualified immunity. President gets qualified immunity. These people get qualified judges. Everybody gets qualified immunity, right? Just pass it out. Everybody gets it, right? All right. Well, their qualified immunity is bullshit, say, because they don't get qualified immunity, but they want to say they do. Now, I will have to say the president might be a little different story, but it depends on what he's done. But my point's this. See, you, everyone's listening. You have qualified immunity. You don't say. Well, my God, I do say you have qualified immunity. Why is that? Why do you have qualified immunity? Well, you got something called the Bill of Rights. You have qualified immunity. First Amendment. That's right. You got freedom of speech and the right to grievance your government and to peaceably assemble and news, reporters and stuff. You have a qualified immunity. Just like your Second Amendment shall not be infringed, and you have the right to keep and bear arms. You have qualified immunity. Constitution gives that to you. We can go down every one of them, and it tells me you have qualified immunity. Right. Think about it. You see, the government, we don't work for them. They work for us, okay? But they seem to think because this, that, and the other thing, they can do what they want to do. Well, they don't have that right. They have statutes that's codified in all their little law books. And their little law book says, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. This is part of your job. You got to do these things. All right. Read up what a cop has to do, and a judge has to do, and a prosecutor has to do, and a senator, and all these people. You'll read what their job qualifications are. And when they step outside their job qualification, all right, like let's say a cop, law enforcement, he gets lippy with you and starts cussing at you and stuff, that's disorderly conduct. You look and you say, is that camera running? You say, I want you arrested for disorderly conduct. If there's a sergeant or somebody else there, you say, I want this guy here arrested for disorderly conduct. If he's flying up and driving reckless and dangerous and stuff like that, I want him written up for those things. Well, of course, they're going to say, well, I had to catch up to you. You're going so fast. Oh, okay. See, I'm already sitting on the side of the road. Nothing's happened, but I got 5 or 6 more cops flying up there like a bat out of hell. Well, what about them? Why are they driving like that? I want them all given tickets. Right. And the cop, when he comes up to your car, asks if he has a breathalyzer in his car. Say, why? Well, I want to make sure you're not drunk. And I want you to go to the hospital and get a blood sample taken too, because I want to make sure you're not under the influence of something else. I want you to pee in a cup too. Well, that's the boss talking here, Caesar. Caesar's talking to you, boy. I have qualified immunity. There's no statute for you. See? They wrote the statutes and tried to tell you that you have to abide by this and abide by that. And when it conflicts with the Constitution, and they do, guess what? It is null and void. It is repugnant to the Constitution. It is null and void and no law at all. And if the Supreme Court can't get that right either, well, kick their ass out too. Right? Kick their ass out. See, what's interesting about all this, they make all these laws that violate you, the Bill of Rights. Now, when they've done that, that makes them the criminal. When they violate your rights, I want you arrested. You violated title such as such, and I want you arrested for that. Well, I want the prosecutor to file criminal charges against you. Is your camera working, son? Good. You see where I'm coming from on this? Start turning the tables on them. They ain't gonna like it, but what the hell? Would you tell me what you did wrong? I'll tell you what you did wrong. Nothing. Your founding fathers, they did everything right. And the generations between them and here, somebody dropped the ball. Could have been your fathers, your grandfathers, so on and so forth. They dropped the ball. And they left this mess for you. Are you going to leave this mess for your children? That's what I'm saying. You got a guy in the White House right now and a whole bunch of other people that just might listen to what you got to say. Just might. Stay on top of them. Don't give them any slack. Don't be nasty and rude to them because they don't deserve that. I mean, they have a lot to do already. But the fact of the matter is you still can bring your grievances, your concerns to them. You can go walk into their office. Well, he's not here. Well, is someone else here, like his chief of staff or one of his little I don't know what the hell you call them, cronies, guys that work for him. So maybe you can sit there and talk to him. Then if you're talking to the guy and you're like, you ain't writing none of this down, boy. Why not? Why aren't you writing this down? Because you're not going to say shit to this guy when I walk out the door. You're going to say, what a kook that guy is. What a nut he is. You know. Do you understand why they don't want all these tariffs on these countries and why they don't want these companies to come back to the country, and they don't want Elon and this Vivek Visick guy or whatever to do what they're supposed to do and rein in some of this expense? Because they're giving money away to Brazil and Argentina and Ukraine and you name it. They're giving money to everybody around the whole world. You see, when they give that money to them, they get a kickback, I'm sure. Somebody's getting a kickback from it. They're getting rich. They're getting money. Say, that pisses them off. That makes them mad because they're losing control. Nothing pisses a criminal off more than losing a few bucks. Nothing pisses them off more. You can call them all kinds of things, all kinds of nasty stuff about being a murderer and a thief and a whole bunch of other stuff. That's a badge of honor for them. But they lose money. Oh man, that ain't gonna happen, man. All hell will rain down on you. Why do you think they don't like old Donald? That's right. So people, think about it. Things don't stop there with the Constitution. Your qualified immunity. Yours is set on a piece of parchment, okay? And what I like about this is this. They want to sit here and say this piece of parchment, the laws, and that's a living, breathing thing. The Constitution is a living, breathing thing. No, it's not. But they want to tell you it is so they can change it, say. And the only reason they want to change it is because it gets in the way of what they want to do. That's all. It stops them from doing the pure evil son of a bitches they want to be. All right? So, you see, unlike this world we live in, the world, okay? Climate change, damn straight, there's climate change. It ain't from us. But there's climate change. Always has been climate change. Since this earth has been here, there's been climate change, folks. The weather is not the same every day. It's different. It changes. The waves rage some places, they're calm somewhere else. It's dry here, it's flooded there. It's always been that way. The earth runs in cycles, okay? The orbit is a perfect round circle. It goes out a little further here. Well, that's because it's winter. And the sun's not quite as strong. Then when it comes back around and it gets closer to the sun, well, it warms up a little bit. Then we have summer. Wow. And sometimes the earth, it varies a little bit. Okay, it might come off its little orbit, just a little here or there. And you do have a polar shift that is going on. I mean, the Earth is tilting a little bit more and a little bit more, and this is why your jet streams are changed in a little bit. But guess what? That's climate change. Nothing we've done. Okay. These people want to lie, and they're fools. I mean, I'll put it this way. I can't believe anybody's that stupid, but I'm sure there's people that stupid. Well, there is AOC. I'm not even getting into it. There was another white-haired black guy. Go back to some older videos. It's comical. But listen, this country's yours, not the elites. You see, you can tell elites to go screw off. What are they going to do to you? What are they going to do to you? What are they going to do if you come up with your own little bullshit system and say, you know what, we don't want that? Oh, these debt notes, they're worthless to us. We don't want any debt notes. Oh, yeah. You see, what people don't understand is I explained to you how they could come in through your derivatives that they've sold on your house and you take your house, even though it's maybe paid for. But what they're also talking about doing is that 2030 bullshit. Is selling land usage contracts. And pretty soon, these land usage contracts will turn into making it harder and harder for the farmer and so on and so forth to farm. It'll cost too much to farm. They'll run you out of business. They'll run you off your land because you can't afford to pay the taxes. You can't afford to pay this fee and that fee. So there can be all kinds of fees involved too. One way or another, they will get it, and you will be happy and owe nothing. Now, they don't have the right to do that, okay? And if they say they have the right to do it, well, tell them screw off. I have the right. You see, I open up the good book. The good book tells me God created this for all of us. Not me, by myself. Not my neighbor down the road. Not the guy across the other side of the world. Everybody. He created this all for us. Got to be a good steward. But yeah, He created this for all of us to enjoy. And if you ever notice, it's the big money that goes out there and destroys stuff. It was the big money that used to go out and oh God, I forgot what they call it now, but under high pressure back in the 1800s and so forth, they mine for gold stuff, and the water would come down out of the hill in a big pipe and keep getting a narrow pipe to a small end in that hose, and they just out there just blast the hell out of the earth, make holes and just mud and run, and I mean they make hell of a mess. That's not being a good steward. Then they'd go out and they'd clear cut. Well, we got smarter and we started planting a lot of trees. There's more trees now than there was then. Because we realized you cut trees down, you got to plant trees. Photosynthesis, these trees, corn, beans, grass, all this stuff, green stuff. Takes in the CO2 and all that, and purifies, gives out the oxygen. We take the oxygen and give out the CO2. A lot of CO2 comes off the water. What's the planet made up of? That's right, a lot of water. You see what I'm saying, people? But the science is in. You can't believe it. You can't believe it. Hell, what is it? 1,800 miles below your feet right now is liquid rock, iron ore, spinning at thousands and thousands, and keeps this big baby just. Do you feel her shimmy? Do you feel her shake? She's as smooth as silk, just spinning and rolling around that old sun. That's right. God knows what He's doing, don't He? The Almighty knows what He's doing. And He got some fools going to question Him. Fools. I saw Pam Bondi. Yeah, I've heard her name. Didn't really know who she was. Didn't pay much attention. But then today, had some little snippets of her, and with whatever this confirmation stuff. Wow. I didn't realize she was that. She's one sharp-looking gal, I'll tell you. Anyways, I think I'll just kind of cruise on out of here now and put this out, and so I can get some people that go, oh, this guy's stupid. You don't know what he's talking about. Oh, okay, whatever. It's always interesting, isn't it? See, Trump realizes a few things. He understands the ATF is used against you. The IRS is used against you and everyone else, too. Business, rich, it doesn't matter. Trump's going to take these things out. He's going to try to derail them. Why? because it's the right thing to do. So they can't use it against you. If it's not there, they can't use it. But now all of a sudden, oh, now certain fellas can have. Man, if you go back and watch some of my old videos, man, these people are still trying to catch up. Hell, I've been saying this stuff for before there was ever YouTube. I don't see visions. I don't see visions. I don't hear voices. None of that stuff. I just don't. So, folks, you pray to God and you thank Him. You thank Him for all you got. Thank Him for the things you don't realize you got that He gave you. Because we're talking about God Almighty. He gives you a gift. Free. Free. All you gotta do is ask for it and accept it. Ain't no reason to be left behind. Well, I don't mean left behind in kind of that way, but I'm talking about, spend eternity in hell. There's no reason for it. We, including myself, have to get our shit together. Have to be better. Have to try harder. What happened? David, I've told you before, that's a man after his own heart. God's own heart. That's a man after his own heart. God hates a coward. God hates a guy that's just sitting on the side over there on his fence, on his lazy ass, letting everybody else take the lumps. That's why he said, for his people to be fruitful and multiply. Because if they did, we would not be having this problem right now. We wouldn't have these discussions right now. It wouldn't happen. You see, these people, they take an oath to the Constitution, which they have just totally broken. That's a violation right there. That should throw their ass out of office. Then, so help me under God. They're telling God, by God, I'm going to do these things. And then they turn around and do what they're doing. Oh, man. That's bad. They're too stupid to understand this. Folks, you all take care now.